Hello folks, welcome to Crush'em TV. Today we had something really strange happen over in Cornwall, England, which you can see up there in front of you. Some people are calling this a UFO. I question whether it could be an insect swarm. Some bugs swarm like that, locusts. Other people have suggested, I think it was marlins, some kind of bird that occurs over there and tends to swarm similarly. These two particular pictures were filmed at the same time from two different locations in Roche, in the county of Cornwall, over in England. You can see here, Roche is right here, and this object, which is called Roche Rock, you can clearly see in one of the pictures a person seems to be standing somewhere down around here, looking up there. And one film is from there. The other film, the person is in St. Austell, down here. So we have, in the first set of images, an individual that's actually at Roche Rock, and another one south from there, both filming the image at the same time. And here you go. Now these two are slightly out of sync. There you can see the corner of Roche Rock. And down in St. Austell, you know, they're over this pyramid thing, which kind of curiously, that looks like an artificial pyramid. I wonder whether or not anybody's ever looked in that damn thing, because that doesn't look natural. But you can see, now a couple things strike me about this. It kind of shimmers, like on a sci-fi movie when a invisibility shield is going down and energy's ebbing through it. That's what it looks like on the sci-fi shows. You know, so the UFO people, look at that, and that's what they think it is. You know, some kind of invisibility cloak not working right. On the other hand, it definitely moves and looks a lot like an insect swarm does, or a swarm of birds, which has been suggested. But you know, the strange thing is, if you take a look, that thing is confined in the shape of like a hot air balloon, and at certain points on the bottom of it, it almost looks like there's a tube, kind of like the opened end of the Millennium Falcon. And it's awful strange, and you'll see in these videos and a couple, there's 6 altogether, the other ones that are coming up. If this was a swarm of birds or insect, why do they never break this shape? It almost looks like they're hitting the walls, like they're confined inside an object, and you know, the shape of a hot air balloon. And if it was insects or bugs, you know, or birds, that they can't get out of this thing and they're bouncing around inside there, because you'll see in these other videos that balloon-like shape is maintained. It never distorts, and that's really strange. When I first saw this, you know, I really thought it was just a swarm of bugs and people were making a big deal out of nothing. But then when I watched these 6 videos, it occurred to me they never broke the shape. They never broke the confines of this little balloon-type shape. It seems to swarm around it, you know, almost like a tornado or a shimmer or something. But it's almost like an energy flow around the exterior of an object, which then goes back to the people that say this is a UFO with some kind of malfunctioning system. You know, like a cloaking device. That sure looks a lot more like that. I mean, I would tend to say it's an insect swarm, but the fact that it never breaks the shape, you know, that makes you think otherwise. So those two were taken there. And right there, and you got a view from the south at Austell here, and you got a view here. Now the next one, it appears up at A30. Okay, A30 is the road right there. You see the cursor pointing up. It's just north of Roche. So yeah, I don't know if this was taken before the people at Roche saw it or after. So it's kind of difficult to tell the movement of the object. Now on those prior to, if you watch those videos long enough, you can also line them up and notice that it disappears at the same point in both the videos. That's an important thing to notice on the Roche videos. But then this one, you know, it does the same thing, seems to have a similar pattern, although the pattern's not exactly the same. It's not repeating. You know, you would think if this was a hoax, that at some point it would have a repeat in the loop of the pattern. You know, it's only going to go so far, and at some point it's going to repeat. And through watching all 6 videos at the same time, that never happens. It truly seems to be a random thing. Now, the next video comes from Truro, which is down here. And then there's going to be another set at a beach, Fistral Beach. And so we got Roche, we got Austell, we got Truro, and then Fistral Beach is here by New Quay. So it's hard to tell how this thing moved. Did it go to the beach first and then go to Truro? Did it start here, float up here, and then back over there? Or was it just somewhere in between? I don't know, but here's... oh, wrong one. Okay, that's the video in Truro. So we got videos from A30, Roche, and St. Austell. And then this one is from Truro. And I got this video in a 21-second loop. But you can see a similar pattern, and again, it's the same shape. They never break the confines of that shape. So, I mean, your natural inclination is to say, oh, it's just a swarm of bugs, or it's a swarm of birds. Well, if that's what it is, why does it never break that hot air balloon shape? That's really strange. I mean, it's almost like they're confined inside of something. But then at that point, you go back to the UFO thing. You know, that a malfunctioning cloaking device of some sort. I mean, if they got the technology to hover, float, anti-gravity technology to get here, cross the stars, whether it's cross the stars or interdimensional, whatever the heck it is, it's not that far-fetched to think that they might be able to bend light in such a way to make a cloaking device. So there's Truro. Now the next one is at Fistoow, which is up here at New Quay. We have 2 videos taken at the same time. One is from a surfer down on the beach, and the other one is from somebody some distance away, taken at the same time. So we have 2 sets of videos, you know, that are taken at the same time when the thing's in the same location. And then we have the one taken from A30, hard to tell if it happened before or after Roche. And then we have the outlier down at Truro. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly what the path is that this thing took without interviewing people and getting approximate times. You could go by the times that they posted to Twitter, but that's not necessarily accurate. I'm not claiming to know what this thing is. I'm not saying it's a UFO. I'm not saying it's a bug swarm. I'm not saying it's a bird swarm. Because honestly, it looks like all three. And I can see the argument on either side. It definitely seems to move a lot like a swarm of bugs or birds. But then you have that brain scratching fact that here on the other side of the county, it's still not breaking that shape. And if you watch the way that energy flow or swarm flow goes around it, it's almost like it's going across the surface of that hot air balloon shape. Really strange. So UFO, swarm of bugs, or birds, you know, you make your choice. I'm just putting it up here to show you. Especially because you got multiple sightings from multiple locations from different angles. Those are some of the more interesting ones. And if you watch this, the more you watch it, the more you will see the argument in every set of explanations. You know, here, you know, and this guy gets a pretty good close-up shot. And you watch these long enough, they'll loop, they're off by about 1 to 2 seconds. It'll loop to where it matches up, and you can see it disappear at the same time in both. They're not quite matching up yet. But again, you can see that same shape. And on occasion, you can see a little, almost like a tube-like gap that's in the bottom. It's super strange. You know, I can see the arguments of why people think it's a UFO of some sort with a cloaking device. You know, because it, you know, looks kind of like that energy. You can also see why people think it's just bugs and birds, but again, why does it never break that shape? I mean, it perfectly stays within the confines of that shape. Now, some have suggested they think it might be a marketing ploy. There's some kind of science-oriented thing about to open over there, and they were suggesting holographic projection and all that junk. But there's no kind of hologram projection technology that they have that can do this. Seen from both the north and the south at the same time, you know, and still look perfect with no flaws. That kind of technology we don't have, not without some kind of substrate in the background. You know, now about that, you could say, well, there's clouds there, they have something to shoot the image on. Well, in the other videos, it was on a blue sky, so there was nothing there to shoot the image on. So I seriously doubt the whole holographic image theory. But, you know, this is very interesting. Take a look at it, rewatch it, rewind it, make your own choice. You know, but it's strange. You know, and here you can see they're going to disappear. You know, it was almost perfectly lined up at that point. But, you know, that was Cornwall, England. Today is, what, July 19th? No, 20th. July 20th, Thursday, 2017. And that's what they saw over there today. So, make up your minds, discuss it in the comments. Hope you find it interesting like I do. Keep an open mind and open eyes. Have a great day.